Brandon Miller was drafted second, just behind the French sensation Victor Wembanyama, but was quickly forgotten and overshadowed by Wemby and other rooks. Nevertheless, Miller is proving to be a hidden gem for the Hornets. Being named Rookie of the Month alongside Wembanyama sends a clear signal. He is not to be underestimated. Can he save the franchise from its seemingly perpetual cycle of mediocrity? In this video, let's explore Miller's journey from being an overlooked draft pick to becoming the Charlotte Hornets' beacon of hope. Let's go through some of the reasons why Miller hasn't been talked about as much as other rooks. And let's check out his stats and see what players he can compare to. Oh, and make sure to watch until the end to see my predictions for how Miller could develop and the kind of impact he could have on the team. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. The 2023 NBA draft saw some unexpected twists and turns, with Brandon Miller being selected far higher than many experts predicted. However, his early selection became an afterthought as the season started and the media spotlight focused more intensely on other players. Wemby was naturally the center of attention, being a phenom with a unique blend of size and skill. But Brandon Miller, with his smooth shooting stroke and defensive prowess, began silently helping the Hornets carve victories and defy expectations. Look, his playstyle might not be as flashy as some of his counterparts, but this effectiveness is undeniable. While fans and analysts were busy crowning new kings, Miller kept his head down, working tirelessly and improving each game. He's currently averaging 32 minutes per game for the Hornets, racking up 17 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal, while shooting a commendable 38% from behind the arc. This shooting efficiency is a major asset, especially in a league that increasingly values space and perimeter shooting. Brandon's tenacity on defense has also been pivotal, showcasing a surprising maturity and game sense that belies his experience level. Miller's adaptability and rapid improvement suggests he could evolve into a cornerstone for the Hornets, perhaps even an all-star with the right development. But listen, why isn't Brandon getting his due? Has it started on draft night, perhaps? Malik Andrews brought up Brandon Miller's controversial involvement in a fatal shooting in Tuscaloosa, which, while he was never charged, certainly cast a shadow over his entry into the league. This incident may have contributed to the lack of media attention and endorsements that typically follow high draft picks. This whole situation might explain why the Charlotte Hornets' high draft picks have about as much media attention as a nun at bingo night. Plus, the market size of the Charlotte Hornets plays a role in this limited exposure. Being in Charlotte is like trying to make a viral video with your grandma's camcorder from the 90s. You're just not going to get the exposure you need. It's like trying to make a blockbuster movie with a budget of $2 and a bag of popcorn. You're just not hitting that Hollywood spotlight, you know? Teams in bigger cities often get more media coverage, and thus, their players have an easier path to nationwide recognition. What else contributed to him flying under the radar for so long? Brandon's quiet demeanor off the court might play a part. In the age of social media and headline-grabbing antics, it's often the loudest voices that garner attention. This could be a blessing in disguise though, allowing Miller to focus solely on his game without outside distractions. Inside the Hornets organization, his work ethic and professionalism are already leaving an impression, with coaches praising his dedication to learning and growing with each practice and game. Miller is like the ninja of the NBA, making his moves, leaving opponents wondering, wait, where did he come from? He's the silent guardian of Charlotte, patrolling the court with precision and stealth. Just call him the Hoops Ninja because he's here to sneak his way into the spotlight, one defensive stop at a time. Another reason Miller was flying under the radar could be the Hornets' less than stellar track record. This just means less primetime game coverage and fewer chances for Miller's talents to be seen by a wider audience. Also, as I mentioned, his draft class has several standout players, and in such a talented group, it takes time for a player to establish himself as a standout. Brandon's ankle injury earlier in his rookie season also contributed to his lack of visibility. He missed critical games during a period when rookies typically start to make their mark. He returned in a few weeks, but then suffered a lower back contusion, delaying his momentum even further. I see that he's a strong kid though. Do you agree? Despite his setbacks, he's showing remarkable resilience, bouncing back with even more determination to prove his worth. I mean, his presence on the court quickly reminds everyone why he was a top pick. The youngster is just relentless, driving to the basket with a mix of finesse and power that makes him a difficult matchup for defenders. As he continues to develop his game, it's clear that he possesses the mental fortitude and physical talent necessary to become a transformative player for the Hornets. I'm telling you, Hoops Ninja is here to stay, and really, Miller's under-the-radar status might be the ultimate weapon. While others in his class deal with the pressure of high expectations, Brandon thrives in the underdog role. His potential seems limitless, and as the season progresses, we're witnessing the emergence of a player who could redefine what success looks like for the Hornets. Is there a ceiling for him? I don't know, but it's becoming clear that there may not be one. His growth trajectory points to a high-caliber player for sure. Some compare him to Paul George, and indeed, there's similarity in their versatile play style and ability to impact both ends of the floor. George was also underrated early in his career and blossomed into an MVP-level talent with time, just as Miller did. They share not only a multifaceted skill set, but a similar journey of overcoming challenges and exceeding expectations. They both have similar measurements and positions, with the potential to thrive as two-way stars. If Miller continues on this path, there's every chance he could draw comparisons to other greats as well. His ability to adapt and overcome adversity is not just admirable, but a sign of true potential greatness. You can tell that with each game, his confidence grows, and as he becomes more comfortable in his role within the team's dynamic, his performances become even more compelling. This is a player who doesn't just aim to fit in, he's determined to stand out. Now, who does Brandon Miller remind you of? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, and let's discuss. PG, Kawhi, Kobe? A silent dominance on both ends, or a stoic presence shaping the flow of the game? Each comparison opens a window into just how multifaceted Miller's game is developing. While it's certainly early days, I'm just excited to see the dynamic ways he can continue to impact the NBA. Think about it, Brandon's quiet rise might just catalyze a change in how we measure a player's success. Rather than the roar of the crowd or the flash of the media, it might be the steady hum of consistent improvement and the surprise of unexpected excellence. With each game, Miller is proving that sometimes the most impactful players are those who let their performances do the talking. The Rookie of the Year award is certainly within reach for Miller if he maintains his current level of play. And even if he doesn't win the accolade, the acknowledgement he's receiving now is only the beginning. It's the hard-won respect from teammates, coaches, and die-hard basketball fans that will define his career. Yes, Miller's low-key been slept on. And yes, perhaps that's the blessing he needed. As more people start to take notice, Brandon Miller's narrative is shifting. No longer just a rookie, he's becoming a serious contender, a player whose impact resonates beyond mere statistics. Watch closely as this under-the-radar player transforms into the heartbeat of the Charlotte Hornets, carving a legacy with each game he plays. I'm sure he's about to shake things up moving forward. As Miller's career progresses, we may witness him not only leading the Hornets to a better record, but also into postseason contention. His growth on the court could invigorate the entire roster, raising the level of play and team morale. As he becomes more of a vocal leader, he's likely to attract attention from all corners of the league, solidifying his place as a cornerstone of the franchise. The future looks bright for Miller, and it's only just begun. So what do you think? What type of player will Brandon Miller evolve into as he hones his skills and experience? What does his future look like for the Hornets? Let's speculate and discuss. It's so fun. Oh yeah, and stay tuned for more hot content on Hezi World.